Hello. One of the main issues with our judicial system, at least when it comes to civil courts, civil litigation, is the issue of delays, which might last for years and definitely for many months, even if it comes to a small claims court, which was meant to be the recourse to resolve fast some kind of like less significant, at least financially less significant claims. The issue of delays is a long-lasting, it lasts for decades at least, and the legislator brings up one rule after another, trying to somehow solve this problem. This is how, at a certain point, the small claims court appeared, where you cannot bring a lawyer, where the procedure is simplified. And the idea was that if you have a claim for $600 or $300, or anyway up to $15,000 now, you could just bring it to the judge, explain your story, get a judgment, and continue to live your life. But in reality, even in a small claims court now, it's not that easy. So the recent amendments that were made by the National Assembly in Quebec, they, among other things, there are many things, but mostly they concern lawyers. But for those people who want to go to the small claims court without a lawyer, they will face now the idea that mediation is almost mandatory, and that if you do not oppose that significantly, most probably your case will be referred to arbitration if mediation didn't work. And only if none of those recourses worked, then your case might be brought to the judge of the small claims court. So again, the very idea is that you get your justice faster, you get it in a more simplified and less cumbersome way, but the reality will show. At least how it is supposed to be nowadays is that if you brought your claim to the small claims court, your case will be referred to a mediator first for free, and you participate with the other party, you try to reach an agreement in order not to burden yourself with the stress and expenses, not to mention that in order not to burden the judicial system with what is considered to be a relatively not so significant case. And if the mediation does not produce the result, then the mediator will draw your attention that now you could go to an arbitrator, which is a sort of like quasi-private judge for at least small claims and small situations. But again, the idea is that it will not cost you. It's just there are more arbitrators than judges, and that the decision of an arbitrator will be taken as final, or at least as the decision of the court, and it might be later homologated or just ratified by the court. So this is the idea. This is the continuation of once a pilot project when years ago mediation was mandatory in the Court of Quebec and small claims, and apparently it produced optimistic results at the time. So nowadays, this is presented to the public as the, for now, permanent solution. So, what will it be? To sum up, you file your claim to the small claims court. If what you are claiming for is lower than 15,000, then well, you might find the templates for the application online. You might ask the help of the court clerks there in the courthouse. You might even come to a lawyer just to ask how you do that, but you'll have to do that normally on your own. Then you submit your documentation, it is provided to the other party for review, and then you are scheduled for mediation, where you should honestly try to get to some kind of resolution. If it doesn't work, chances are significant that you will end up with arbitrator, who is normally more flexible, procedurally speaking, and when it comes to a schedule, and when it comes to just listening to your arguments, than a judge. And maybe you've heard that there are situations when a mediator can be an arbitrator at the same time. So if mediation failed, the same person could just proceed with arbitration, which usually requires your consent, because at least that's how it was discussed in the National Assembly. Constitutionally speaking, you cannot be forced to substitute your court recourse with arbitration. Still, you're very much expected to nowadays. So we'll see where it will go. Maybe we'll end up with mediation and arbitration backlogged as well, but let's hope it won't end where the small claims court ended, at least for now. We'll see. Thank you and have a nice day.